ध्वनि वाक् प्राणश्चक्षु श्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मेस्तु तदात्मनि निरते य उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Om. May all my limbs attain strength. May the body, the mind, all the sensory and motor organs and the life force become fully efficient and perfect. All is the one without second, ever blissful, ever conscious, existence itself known as Brahman. May I never deny Brahman, this truth of oneness. May the Brahman never reject me either. I am aware that experience of this truth requires acquisition of all the virtues spoken of by the scriptures. May all those virtues come to me. Om. Peace, peace, peace. Let us try to feel the oneness of this diversely manifesting world. The seers who see the deeper truth, they see it as one. All we need to do to appreciate and have the same vision is to go beyond our limited forms. The limited form, identification with it, like I am this body, this mind, prevents our seeing the ultimate, all-pervading, one without second, blissful Brahman. But body, mind, all that we think as I, they are just like clothes. They keep on changing, shifting as per the situation, like clothes one wears when it is very cold. Here it is very likely to happen during this night and tomorrow early morning. So if you go outside at that time, you put on a thick jacket. When you come back at home, there is warmth, and then you can take it off, put it on hanger. So imagine the body is being taken off. We do it actually every day when we go to sleep. The body is kept on the bed, but we are not there in the body. So now feel that we are taking the body off, and then we see the glimpse of oneness. I am everywhere. I have no birth, no death. It is the body that gets born and dies. I am beyond that. I have no gender, no sexuality. They are all characteristics of body. I am neither rich, poor, educated, uneducated, whatever. I am not touched by any of that. Also, I can take off the inner garment of mind. I see I am beyond time and space. I am one without second. Peace, peace, peace. So, dear friends, let us begin our class number 222 of this great book, Srimad Bhagavatam. We are now beginning the 13th chapter, 14th chapter actually. Last time we wrapped up the 13th chapter where the end of solar dynasty was shown, and now we will be beginning with the 14th chapter. Last time it was a very nice, inspiring discussion on Nimi, the king Nimi, and Janaka, that it is. So we shall see how all that unfolds, but let us begin. This is not working, it seems. But let us begin at the beginning by reciting the opening chant, which forms actually the first verse of this great book. Janmadyasya yatonvayaditarata Chartheshvabhignaswarat Tene brahmhridaya adikavaye Muhyanti yat surayah Tejo vari mridam yatha vinimayo Yatra trisargo mrishva Dhamna svena sada nirastakuhakam Satyam param dhimahi. That from whom creation, sustenance and dissolution of the universe take place, who is both the instrumental and material cause of it, who is omniscient, is the only one having self-mastery, being the one independent entity, who illumined the mind of Brahma with the Vedic revelation, whose wisdom is the wonder of even the greatest sages, in whom the world of the three gunas subsists, just as the combination of materials like fire, water and earth subsist in their causes without changing their elemental nature, in whose consciousness there is nothing false. On that truth supreme we meditate. So this truth supreme remains unchanged. Whatever is happening, we see happening, is just superimposed on that. And this is what Vedanta calls as adhyasa, superimposition. Because of the superimposition, the superimposed does not undergo the slightest change. It is like you see, children used to like to think like that. When they see a cloud, they imagine various animals' shapes there. That, oh, it is elephant going there. No, it looks like a bear, and all such Does the cloud get ever affected by what the children are imagining? And the cloud remains as cloud. One thinks like that. As per imagination, you superimpose different things. Like, you know that story, I had told it before also, very nice, that a bird was on a path going through the forest. On a tree, that bird was just chanting its own, that voice, its own song. Cook, 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 cook. Then a wrestler was walking on that. He had a wrestling competition in the village next there. So he told, the bird is telling me, push-up, sit-ups, push-up, sit-ups, push-up, sit-ups, and so forth, The other one was walking from a long distance and then thinking that I am hungry now. So he had brought a lunch box with him, and he started, that bird was saying the same, cook, 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 cook. This man heard that lunchbox, 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 lunchbox. Oh, the bird is telling me to now eat. So started eating. Another fellow came. He was going to court and had to be a witness. So cook, 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 cook. This fellow heard. The bird is telling me, tell the truth, tell the truth, tell the truth. Now all these people were imagining according to their mindsets. Did the bird have any impact on it? No, it continued with its cook, 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 cook. So similarly, that Brahman remains unchanged. That is in our core. Our core is that divine, that Brahman. The God is our core, on which all these multifarious things, they keep on going, but that remains unchanged. I never become meritorious or sinner. It is only the mind and the outer stuff that undergoes change. My real nature, the divine, that remains intact. And to experience that is the goal of life, as guided by all the scriptures and sages. So this is described through many stories because it is difficult to grasp why stories are needed, or even philosophical discussions, why are they needed? Because our mind is glued to the apparent multiplicity and therefore fail to grasp the underlying oneness. So our knowledge becomes a very limited one. We know very limited, only the superficial changing aspect we know, not the unchanging aspect. So it is, and therefore what happens? Our life full of suffering, full of being born and continuing and dying, never understanding what happened. It is just like a drop in a rushing river is carried by the river without the drop knowing what is happening, where am I going, what is the destination, nothing is known. So becomes our life, a life of everyone. It becomes important for human beings because human beings, they are looking for truth. That is the very special feature of human beings. That is why in human race you see the teachers are there, students are there, there are schools, colleges, all that. You don't find it any creature. Do the dogs, they have any school? I mean, human beings start school for dogs, but do the dogs start schools for themselves? Never. You don't see any dog taking the position of teacher in any school. So all this is because there is no idea of learning as such in them. Instinctive learning, whatever happens, happens. But in human beings, there is this deliberate attempt to discover the truth. And so human beings try to find, go to the sages, go to the scriptures. That also is very special in human beings. We have the experts, in various fields. Like right now, a plumber is working here in our basement. Now that plumber is an expert in certain field. So when some problem like that comes, we call that, hey, you do this job, and that person then attends to that. If there is, say, health issue, then you go to a doctor, hey, please help me out. So that is how there are experts. I have not, seen this in any other creature. That there is no cat who says that, oh, I am the cat, Doctor Cat. They don't have a stethoscope hanging from their neck. That is only for human beings. All such things are there. So human beings approach the sages, that, oh, what is the solution? I am suffering. That is the practical aspect of it. We suffer, and what, Marcella, you like suffering? Yes? No, yeah. No, we don't like, and therefore we want to get rid of it. How to get rid of it? Why do you need to go to sages for that? You can go to some other person in the world. You can take some advice of some psychologist, and they tell you things that are not going to remove the suffering. Maybe the suffering nature of it or the variety of it changes. Oh, is it so? What is happening is because of the monotony and all that, you are suffering because of that. Yes, yes, that seems to be the diagnosis. Okay, this Providence is not always a good place. You are in Providence, nice city, but go for 1 week to Honolulu. So now what happens? The suffering doesn't go, variety changes. Suffering in Providence, instead of that, you suffer in where? Honolulu. So that is the only difference it makes. So, but it provides some variety, some newness, and then it is. There was recently an article in New York Times about what happens when one goes on vacation for such reasons. Let me relieve the stress, and then they come back with more stress because all the works are still pending, the problems are to be addressed immediately. Especially it is mentioned that women, they suffer more than men. It is, yeah, because they have to bear the burden of managing the children, and then it is but this is true, that we do not get really the proper answer to the question that why is there suffering. The great Buddha dared to face it, took the bull by the horns, and then said, hey, our misperception, that is the cause, because of which we get the thirst. The Buddhist scriptures in Pali call it tanha, Trishna in Sanskrit. The thirst, as we in English would call, and scorching thirst. So we suffer because of that, and then to quench the thirst, what do? We run where the water appears but is not there. It is not there. Sharad, what is it called, Yeah. That water appears but is not there. Mirage, exactly, thank you. So, mirage. We run towards from one mirage to another mirage, and what it does increases the scorching. Suffering increases in life. If you just ponder in the past, that you did so many things to remove the suffering. Every action, friends. Nobody does anything to increase the suffering. Nobody. But the result is that the suffering increases. It is why? Because you are running after mirage to quench your thirst. So this is a very important thing to notice, that this increases. So therefore they go to sage to seek advice, because the sage is seen free from suffering. How do you get there? That question gets asked. I told you earlier also a nice story, but it doesn't lose anything in repetition. That a man suffering a lot went to a sage and then asked, I am suffering, what should I do? Oh, simple. Put on the shirt of a happy person. And he thought, wow, that is a good idea, simple. My neighbor seems to be very happy and I have a good relation with him, so he can lend me a shirt and then that will solve the problem. So he goes to the neighbor. The neighbor asks, well, what? Why? A shirt I can give, but why? He said, because I am suffering and I was told I should put on the shirt of a happy person. Oh, then although I just flash smiles, that doesn't mean I am free from, my shirt will not work. I have so many problems, I don't want to tell you. And so that is why was a nice book in 1960s, I think it was published. I am okay, you are okay. It was very popular book at one time. I don't know if any of you have read it. It is, I am okay, you are okay. That is how the conversation begins. Hey, Paul, how are you doing? Okay, very good. Yeah, nice. You are okay too? Yes, yes, I am okay. That is how the conversation goes. But you scratch the surface, and then that person narrates the problems. Oh, this is like this, and then you know that I have been diagnosed with this, and I don't know what to do. And so all the problems they start oozing out, as it were. So this man said, my shirt will not work. This man said, okay, the next neighbor may help me. And then next neighbor also said the same thing. And then he went to some other friends in the town. Everybody said, no, no, I am not happy. Then it dawned on him, oh, that sage has played a trick on me, it seems. But I saw that the sage was happy. Let me go and ask his shirt. And he ran where the sage was sitting. And then the sage was still there. He said, oh, can you give me your shirt? But there was no shirt on the person of the sage. He had no shirt. The shirt represents, all the, what we in Sanskrit called upadhis, all the adjuncts that we put on. That is what causes the suffering. What we are not, we try to present that. We are divine. So that truth has to be held on to. So this is, this last story in the last class was like this. Before we turn to the new discussion, that we are divine, that we must remember. That, yeah, so you will think, Adi should see like this. I am God appearing as this, Adi. I am God appearing like this. All is like that. Do you get it, Charlie? You are what? You are God appearing like Charlie. That is the main point. You are what? God. Yes. So that is the important aspect. I am God appearing like Charlie who has caught cold. So it is like that. So this is the full truth. Only seeing Charlie is not full truth. It is God appearing as Charlie. It is so that is then we come to the truth and all problems are solved. This story that is narrated here, that I am telling only the last one. This first is also nice, very nice story. The Janaka asks, "What is the light of a man?" Says that, well, it is the light of sun. Then when sun is not there, then maybe moon's light can help us. If that also is not there, then star lights, or we put on these lights, that could help us. But if that is also not there, then, well, you seek with other organs, like a blind person sees by touch or sound. So you will see like that. Then, but if that also is not there, if the mind is not there, then you see, I am running a little fast forward, that you see in the light of Atman, that light which never gets extinguished, that light which is the light of all lights. Because of that light, all other lights shine, and that is the Atman, our very true self. Right now, in the early mornings, we are reading Swami Vivekananda's. We read Vivekananda's complete works. Right now, what the reading is going on is Swami Vivekananda's lecture at Lahore on Vedanta. By the way, that is the longest published lecture of Swami Vivekananda. So it is, he says there that I cannot translate this word Atman. There is an attempt by a German philosopher to put it as self, but it has so many other connotations. So therefore I will use the word Atman. In fact, recently one Indologist and scholar of this Vedic sciences has proposed that we must change this idea of translating these words. Let us use these Sanskrit words because you cannot translate the word into some other language, it will lose its content. So, and that is a very good idea, that it is just as many things from, say, the Western languages which were not known to those things in India. So therefore, in Indian languages, they use the same English word. Even if you translate, it doesn't make much sense. So therefore, like the word, that's a train. It is, how will you translate the word, this train that we travel in? So it is mostly kept like that. Or in Hindi they put it rail gadi, but again rail is not a Hindi word or Sanskrit word, it is English word. So therefore those things are kept just like that. Somebody made an attempt that to call it Agniratha, means the vehicle running on this fire, combustion. So, no, but it never got popularized. That attributed to Savarkar, that he tried to put everything in Sanskrit language, and so that train signal things, that signal, he translated, oh, such a cumbersome thing, that Agniratha Gamana Gamana Suchaka Loha Pattika. Now, who will see this? So, even if they cannot pronounce the word signal properly, they may say single or whatever, but that is okay. So, this is with the word Atman. Atman has this. Certain words have already been absorbed in English language, like karma. Karma is, you see, there it is in dictionaries, this word is there, karma. So, because this concept itself, the word denotes a concept. And if the concept is absent, the word is not there. So, this is how this idea is that Atman is that. Then the second story is very interesting, that Janaka approached by Shuka for knowledge. Shuka also a great sage. So, and Janaka tells him, this story is told by Sri Ramakrishna also, that okay, I will teach, but what about fee? Give it now first. Shuka says, shall I will give you later. Don't you believe me? Yeah, it is. That Janaka said, once the knowledge is given, the difference between disciple and teacher vanishes. You start seeing, I am Brahman, like the teacher. So therefore, then you will not give me any fee. So now, therefore, I am asking it beforehand. So it is a very nice, beautiful, poetic way of imparting this understanding that by knowledge you become Brahman. You are that already. You are that. By knowing it, you become that. You don't have to do anything. How shall I get knowledge of Brahman? Remove the ignorance. That is the one and only way to do it. How many different pilgrimage places should I go? No, there is a beautiful poem of Shankaracharya that all these things, if they help you to inculcate knowledge, they are okay, but not otherwise. Kurute Ganga Sagar Gamanam Vrata Paripalanam Athva Danam Jnana Vihine Sarvamatena Muktirna Labhati Janmashatena. That you can go to various pilgrimage places. The most difficult one is supposed to be the Ganga Sagar. Ganga Sagar, there is a very thick forest, and at the time of Shankaracharya, it must have been really impenetrable. It is Ganga Sagar. Now also it is very difficult. Now many people go, but there is always a risk. Lot of man-eating tigers around there. What? Charlie? He is, no. Yeah, he is, so he will not go. Oh, no, man-eating tiger, no. I am afraid of even a cat, so what to speak of man-eating tiger. And all the poisonous snakes and insects, and many just gets stung by those mosquitoes, which make them terribly sick and die. So it is therefore that pilgrimage is considered very difficult. So even if you do that, and then you spend the life performing many different austerities, okay, I will not eat at night. Some people think that that is a good austerity and I will get purified by that. All the austerities do, not that not performing them will bring the knowledge, no. But don't think that that alone is going to bring, the knowledge. When the knowledge comes, you are divine. Then that is it. If suppose once it so happened, I was searching for my hat, this hat that you see, so something similar, and I was looking here, there, everywhere. Where did I keep it? Now I need it now. And then I don't know, I kept the hand like that. Oh, here it is. So what happened? The knowledge dawned. Did my running about here and there and asking, did it help? Yes and no. So it only told you that other things are not important. Knowing the truth, that alone frees a person. So this is the Janaka, and with that, Janaka had several other progeny, not very important. So now we come to the sun and moon dynasties. Sun dynasty became, from Ikshwaku, that it is. So, and the two lineage lines of it, the Nimi line and Nimi, as Janaka, Nimi, and so forth. And then now moon is from now the daughter of, say, Brahma. It is there is a daughter was also born, Aila, her name. Ila or Ila, I-L-L-A, Ila. So Ila is a daughter that is born like that, and then she became the source of all the other great kings of this lunar dynasty. It is like the Yadavas and Pandavas, Kauravas, they were all from this lunar dynasty. So in the mythological lore of India, you will find these two prominent dynasties, sun and the moon dynasties. So now, after finishing this description of sun dynasty, let us turn to the lunar dynasty. So it is interesting, that in the preamble that we will be seeing today, that it is the stories as such, strange stories. So this is a strange story that we see here, that there is from the navel of the Vishnu came the creator Brahma. So it is this is as I saw in Google, this is about more than 1,000 years old, this sculpture, where this you can see that Lord is there, and from the Lord's navel this lotus appears, and there is the Brahma is seated there. So it is, and the Brahma is told, now you proceed with the creation. So, and it is told, Brahma was born, and to him was born the sage Atri. This is a different lineage than what we were studying till now. A sage equal to his father in all meritorious activities. Mm. So the Brahma, and then came the sage Atri, and then Atri, being the son of Brahma, was full of joy and sage, so he was seeing God. And then the joy in human beings, the tears, they give different functions, tears of sorrow, tears of joy. So Brahma was shedding, this Atri was shedding the tears of joy. That then came Soma, the moon deity was born. It is so, seeing the moon, one feels happy. So it is Soma. So, yes, Soma was born like that. Then what happens? Brahma made him the master of Brahmins, herbs, stars, everything practically. He conquered all the three worlds, performed many Rajasuya sacrifices. It is, earlier we had seen most of the solar dynasty, these things, kings, they performed Ashwamedha, horse sacrifices. Now here you will see the Rajasuya sacrifices. The Pandavas, the Kauravas, the others, they did this Rajasuya sacrifice, and then became very powerful. Due to these sacrifices, every such thing gives you some more strength. And then power, it brings arrogance also. You don't care for others. The power, when not properly understood to be the power of God, you appropriate it to yourself, and the result is arrogance. You don't care for anybody, insult others, slight other people, or other objects in the creation, and thus the life becomes, for all such pursuits, and then appropriating somebody else's things. So what happened? He liked a girl who was already wife of Brihaspati. So, and then abducted that wife of sage Brihaspati. Her name was Tara. Tara was abducted by this Soma. And then Brihaspati asked repeatedly, "Hey, return my wife, what is this?" But he was not relenting at all. So then a fierce war broke between the followers of Brihaspati to make the matters, concise. I am fast forwarding a little bit. Here lot of description is given, but all the angelic forces, devas, they aligned with Brihaspati. Oh, he is the evil one. He stole, abducted your wife. You must fight it out. If he is not agreeing to give back. Now, the others also, well, that your wife maybe, but how did you get her? So same way I also, somebody else who got her. It is, and there were some internal reasons, because the Brihaspati was hated by the teacher. Brihaspati was teacher of the Devas, and Shukracharya was the teacher of the demons, and they had rivalry. So because of the rivalry, as it happens in politics and wars, uh, the enemy of your enemy becomes your friend, you know. So now therefore these he uh, told the Asura army and made them stand behind this Soma. So Brihaspati, backed by the army of the Devas, and this is a familiar thing in all this. We had been studying, this is 222nd class. So 7 years we have been studying this. And many times we have come across the war. Mm. War between the angelic forces and demonic forces. War continues. War also cooperation. Both are there, you know. They come together and then fight, again come together and fight. So it is like that, the fight continues. And why such stories are told in these texts, in these books? Because people love the stories of war, you know. They don't like wars. But stories of wars are read with great interest. It is the I don't know now, but in earlier days, all the books of different wars from the library would get taken away and bought by people from different places also. That because wars are they attract, the stories of wars attract. So I also used to be very interested in those such stories. That so this that is why they are given in these Puranas, and that is why they get read, like the 700 verses on Mother Durga, Durga Saptashati. A lot of description of the war, how bloody that war was, and so forth. So, war ensued, and what happens in the war? Lot of destruction on both sides. Not that only one side is getting destroyed, the other side also is fighting and inflicting a lot of damage to them. So both sides, the whole world was being, yeah. So therefore, what happens? It is not working now. Ah. Oh. Oh. So Brihaspati requested, but Soma then this, but due to the war between Devas on one side and Brihaspati and Asuras taking side of Soma. Let me read a little bit from here that uh, requested by the sage Angirasa, Brahma reprimanded Soma and made him restore Tara to Brihaspati. That it was your mistake. Why did you abduct? That is now making this terrible war both highly destructive to both sides. So now stop it. So it is, so you abducted her, so now return. So because now this Brahma told him that it is you must now restore that to. But now Brihaspati sees that this Tara, when she comes, she has been pregnant, that it is, he sees the expanded that stomach region, and then according to the customs of those days, the uh, he cries that and he Brihaspati said to his Tara, "You evil one, throw out the fetus planted by others in your womb, which is my field." And this is, you will find in many old texts, that the analogy is given that a woman is like the field, and the man sows the seed in that field, and the crop comes up. So it is thus somebody put seed in it. I don't want that. Throw it out. And then Tara do not, however, be afraid that I shall reduce you to ashes, my good lady, for I am myself most eager for an issue. So Tara thereupon bashfully ejected the fetus, which turned out to be a boy luminous like gold. Both Brihaspati and Soma developed interest in that infant. So, while Brihaspati and Soma were disputing about the ownership of the child, who owns the child? The woman, if you study Manusmriti, you will see the woman doesn't own the child. The norms have later been changed, but why the analogy given is that when somebody sows the seed in the field, who takes the crop? The one who sows the seed takes the crop. So it is the man who sows the seed in the woman, so the crop, the progeny belongs to the man and not to the woman. That was the idea. There is argument on both sides, whatever it may be, but that was the understanding of that time. So it is. So she was being asked, whose child is this? And she was very bashfully keeping silence without telling. And then the baby became angry and shouted at her, "Oh, you! Why don't you come clean on this? This is a child, am I? It is, I must know whose child am I. So please come clean on it, and don't take shelter under so-called bashfulness. Whatever you did, tell clearly. Be honest and upfront about it." But she still did not want to declare. Then Brihaspati, Brahma thereupon consoled her with gentle words and questioned her in privately. She reluctantly is an important word, reluctantly admitted that the child belongs to Soma. So Soma took possession of that child. Then Brahma named that child as Buddha. It is like Mercury, Till now, it is all celestial, not any earthly being in this. And the Soma was not earth, devas and demons and all that. They were in a different sphere of existence. Now, Buddha and his wife was Ila. Both are now Brahma's children. They were like siblings. This is the marriage of siblings. So it is, and had a son named Pururava. So we shall discuss the story of Pururava, which has been a subject of many, many old Sanskrit dramas, plays, and very interesting story, Pururava and Urvashi. So we will look into that later, because today's the time is over almost. So next Friday we will try to listen to that story. So now we shall chant this closing. This is the third mantra of the text, and after this is done, you may, if you have any questions, you may ask it freely. Nigamakkalpatarurgalitam phalam शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुर्हो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः. O devotees, quaff to intoxication this nectar of the fruit of the tree of Vedas, flowing from the mouth of the great sage Shuka and mixed with the ambrosia from his words. Any question? Nobody seems to have any question from here. Do you have any question upstairs? No, good. So you get an early release, easy pass. Our Swami Adishwarananda used to say, easy pass. So you don't have to stop and pay, just that toll. So you can just keep on driving. So you get today easy pass, and as just giving you the best wishes for tomorrow's very, very cold weather and Sunday's impending snowstorm. So stay safe, stay warm, both outside and in the heart also. So let us conclude with the closing chant. मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल. मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल. हरि हरि बोल, हरि हरि बोल, हरि हरि बोल, हरि हरि बोल. कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल, कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल, कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल, कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल. मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल. केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल.